about halfway through. So let's move on. Gosh, it's really hard to order these because there's some that I'm like, oh well, nope, can't go without it. Can't do it. We'll go with the two tools. I think those are a good place. This is a good place for these. Is a thermal round brush. Thermal round brushes are my saving grace when it comes to styling my hair. I round brush every day. Oh, okay, so more specifically on these, the metal ones. I'm not talking about the ceramic ones or whatever other material is out there for a round brush, boar bristle, whatever. I'm talking about the straight up old-fashioned metal on the inside and spiky bristles. And more specifically for fine limp hair, like me. So, ceramic round brushes I've used on clients. You know, everybody has a different hair type. Ceramic is really good for thicker, coarser hair. It gives a great style, but I don't particularly like them for fine hair. And while they leave the hair shiny and smooth, I find that the hair is overall flatter than if I were to have used a metal one. So it heats up the hair a lot better than a ceramic one and helps to hold that style a little bit better, or the curl or whatever you're using it for. And it helps build a lot more volume. Would a lot of stylists say, disagree using metal anything on the hair, on fine hair anyways? And by metal I mean stainless steel. Aluminum, no, you're not looking for aluminum. That's even on a curling iron. I would not use, Conair and all them. They use aluminum. That's why they're so cheap. So let's go back to the point. Would a lot of stylists disagree using metal anything on fine hair? Yes. And although I sort of agree with that, I disagree because a lot of stylists are all into the health of the hair. What are you doing to your hair to keep it healthy? Using hot tools on it is going to damage it even more. To a point. I mean, I've seen flat irons do awful, awful things to hair. Because just think about it. You're taking a flat iron and you are just pressing down on that hair. Just flat out heat on the hair. Whereas a blow dryer and a round brush, yes, you're putting heat on the hair, but it's not as concentrated as a flat iron or a curling iron for that matter. So here's the question I ask. What do fine hair women want more out of their hair? And I always come to the conclusion it's a great style. The health of the hair is important. Although important, it's the style that people want. So round brushing adds volume, movement, and curl depending on what size you're using. It smooths the hair and adds shine, and it gives you control on which way your hair will style. So if you're curling it this way, it's going to go that way. If you want it back, it's going to go back. And so in turn, that gives you more of what I like to call I win over your hair days. So instead of fighting with your hair, it gives you more of that, like, haha, I beat you. You're not gonna win today. It also gives you an even playing field of expanding your style with a curling iron or a flat iron. So instead of you blow drying your hair just with any product in it, so it's kind of, that product that you put in there wasn't evenly distributed with the brush. You have patches of, like more product in one place than the other, and the iron in it, then you go to put an iron on it. Well, now the iron is doing most of the work. If you round brushed first or smoothed it out with a brush first, it gives you a more even playing field. So the iron isn't doing all of the work. You already did most of it, and now you're just adding a little bit of pizzazz to it. So that in turn that leaves less mechanical heat on the hair. So if on the anxiety meter, this would be at the top as well. If I did not have a round brush in the morning, I'd refuse to go anywhere. There would be nothing. I'm not leaving the house. Like, I cannot go without my round brushes. And I actually use two. So maybe I'll do a video of how I round brush. I know I don't see that a lot, and it's a really nice skill to have if you want a better style out of your hair, a more professional style out of your hair. It does take practice, but I can show you how I do it. I can, I've been doing it for a while, so I can do it really fast. So yeah, there's another thing, less time in the morning. So that's the thermal styling brush, round brush, whatever you want to call it. Moving on to the next tool that I have. This is the Ultra Chi blow dryer. Specifically, it is a Chi, which is not Asian. I know a lot of people get that confused. They're actually based out of Houston, Texas. They're a product of Farouk, which also makes BioSilk products. So Chi stands for Cationic Hydration Interlink. And they have a whole philosophy on this. I've taken a few classes from them. This is the best blow dryer on the market. And I'm not saying that because they're really expensive or they're really fancy. It does what it says it does. It's super lightweight. Like, I mean, my arms don't get tired with this. It's lighter than all of the blow dryers that I have used throughout the years. And it's also quieter. It's the quietest blow dryer that I have ever used. I literally blow dry my hair while my husband is sleeping. He doesn't bat an eye. So that kind of says a lot. So I have seen the differences. This blow dryer most definitely leaves the hair with more shine, more bounce, almost no frizz. And compared to others, they don't do that. I see a lot of others that leave the hair frizzy. They're harder to use. If you want to learn how to round brush your hair with the styling tool that I used before, this is going to be your friend. I usually like the Chi Turbo, which is the red one. And it's what I used for years when I worked full-time as a stylist. However, the one that I did have broke. Started spitting out, sparks and stuff like that. And you better believe I went out the next night, or that night, and I bought this one. Thankfully, it was on sale. I did not pay, $150 for it. It was, I think it came out to be like $60 because there was a coupon and they were having a sale. It was holiday time. You know how a lot of stores have like giant sales during the holidays, and that's when I got it. So, and I got it at Ulta, if you want to know. So let's talk about what Farouk says about this. It has ceramic ionic technology. It generates negative ions that dry hair up to twice as fast as the traditional hair dryer. The Turbo is 1,300 watts of far infrared heat that gently dries hair from the inside out while reducing frizz and static electricity. I agree with all of that. This ceramic technology that Chi uses, they use 100% ceramic. They don't coat it. The springs and stuff in here, coils are ceramic. The flat iron, that is, I'm pretty sure 100% ceramic is from what I've been taught. I could be wrong about that. So let's talk about anxious level. Anxious level is at the very top when talking about this. I will not substitute. I will not do it. The thought of using a different blow dryer makes me cringe. So if you can afford it, and like I said, you could get it on sale for a really good price. The Ultra Chi, I haven't worked as a full-time hairstylist in about 3 years, so this was kind of new to me. I don't know. They do still have the Turbo Chi on their website, so it's still out there somewhere. Ulta just had this one, and I was desperate, and I was like, this is it. I have to have this. So that's the Chi blow dryer. This also comes with a diffuser and a heat concentrator. I don't use the heat concentrator on myself only because it adds like an extra like few inches on it. So I always feel like I'm not using it right. So I just like to use the naked part, the naked just coils. Is that always the best idea? No, but that's what works for me. So there's that. All right, so we got the tools out of the way. Next, we're gonna go in. Now these next 3 products, these are at the very, very top of the anxiety meter. Well, these are all pretty equal, so I don't, well, except for the last one. That one is the absolute, I will refuse. But we'll talk about this one first. This one is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. This is very popular on YouTube. I've seen it on YouTube for years. I was hoping that would, there we go. Painterly Paint Pot. Alright, so yes, technically this is a cream eyeshadow. However, I use it as an eyeshadow base, like a primer. I have tried other eye primers like Benefit and Urban Decay, but none of them does what this does. It's like a full coverage eye primer, and it actually, I feel like it works better than any of the specific eye primers that are out there. I actually use this, and I find that it sets better over foundation and powder, which I've said in one of my, or the only makeup video that I've done so far. And it just, I've used it under powder and over powder, and I always feel like it sets a little bit better over powder. And using it instead of concealer, which takes time. I'm trying to be realistic here, so, you know, when I see all these makeup tutorials that are, you know, they're heavily contouring, they're putting that concealer all over, honestly, I will do that from time to time, but for the most part, I just don't have time for that, and I don't think a lot of people do. So this is a great substitute for that, especially under the eye. It makes your shadows look amazing. Very true to their colors. It gives you that flawless blank canvas to work with. So you could do any design that you wanted and not have to worry about like some weird shadows or anything like that. And it also allows for your shadows to blend seamlessly. Now, there's a whole line of these, from browns to, I think there's a green one, a blue one, you know, there's other ones out there. And like using Quite Natural, which is another one of these, as a base for browns or purples, even grays, it gives that wonderful background color, and it just makes those colors pop more or give it a different undertone, if you know, if that makes any sense. So what MAC says about this product, it is non-caking, non-flaking, crease-proof, and occasionally I would see the background kind of crease, but it's very minimal. Black is black. You're going to be fighting it. It's long wearing, 15 hours, water resistance, stays true to color, and provides flexible coverage. I agree with all of this. When I say my anxious meter is at the top, sorry, it's at the top when I don't have this. I freak out. The day is ruined. There is no substitution. I can't leave the house without it. And I get very sad. I get very, very sad. And actually, I almost did run out of it, but thankfully MAC sent me my new one before the other one dried up. So as far as if I don't have this, you better believe I'm going to go out and get it as soon as I can. And actually, that would never happen because I would always have one on standby. So that's this one for you. If you have not tried this, please go out, get yourself a pot. You will not go back. All right, let's move on. We're almost done. I have 2 more products to share with you. And this one I'm not going to open because it is kind of getting to its last leg. So it kind of broke, which happens after a while. So this is the Laura Geller Mapmaker Invisible Oil Blotting Powder. And more specifically, I use this as a finishing powder, not just an oil blotting powder. So I use this as an all-over translucent finishing powder when I'm done applying my liquid foundation. Years ago, I replaced, when I found this product, I replaced this with the old-fashioned liquid foundation and matching color powder, which routine that, we did forever before the power of more options became available. And why did we do that? Because we were told to. CoverGirl, Maybelline, they all told us that that was how it was done, but it's not. We're on to you. So instead of basically doubling up on a foundation color or product, which looks cakey, I can't talk today, cakey, and feels gross and heavy. Oh, and then, by the way, you're producing more oil because it's just too, like, your skin can't breathe. So I use this instead as a light powder to set my foundation, and that's it. And it's matte, and it stays matte for majority of the day. Granted, at work, am I necessarily moving around a whole lot? Some days, depends on the day. But I can go all the way to probably 2 o'clock with, and just my nose is a little oily. And that's just my skin. Nothing is going, I'm sure there are products out there that are helping to combat that, but what I use is, and it's very minimal oil. It's not even that much. So when using this, and when I'm doing my makeup, I like to start with an absolute blank canvas and a matte canvas. I like to control my shine on my face, so whether that's highlighting, using highlighting or whatever. I'm going to put it where I want to put it. I don't like that whole, like, dewy look. I don't know. It just, some people can really pull it off. I don't like it on me. So I can also use this, halfway through the day to kind of blot up that oil, and it doesn't move the other product around or, cover your sculpting that you did, your contouring, your highlight. Doesn't do that. So what does Laura Geller say about it? Pores appear smaller and skin clarity is improved. I definitely agree with that. It reduces shine and gives you a flawless matte finish. I agree with that as well. It does what it says it does. So because you're not caking on the doubling up on foundation, you're not caking on all that face makeup, this allows your skin to breathe a little bit more and helps, and in turn helps reduce breakouts. That's the word I was looking for. Also, another awesome thing about this is it does not reflect back. And what I mean by that is, that when you take a picture and you have that, like, white face, the talcum powder in there is usually the culprit for that. This obviously does have talc in it, but the combination of ingredients that they use, it does not reflect back when you're taking a photo, which is super important. We're all taking more pictures than we ever have, and with that better technology and that better skincare, you're not going to have like this bright white face. So, and super lightweight. So you don't feel it on your face. It's like, you put your foundation on and that's it. Less product. Less product that you're, relying on. So my anxious level for this product, definitely at the top. There is no substitution. I won't put anything on my face that isn't this when it comes to having a powder. The day would really be over. And like the Painterly Paint Pot, there is no substitution. So I would never let this run out before I had another one in stock. So that's the Laura Geller Mapmaker powder. Definitely a good buy. All right, guys, this is the last product. This is my absolute favorite product. I cannot go without. So, drum roll, please. Another sexy hair product. This is Big Sexy Hair Spray and Play Harder. Not the regular spray and play harder, more specifically. This hairspray, if God wore hairspray, it would be this one. And I cannot say I won't go a day without this. The day is ruined. I'm not leaving the house. Forget it. It's a bad day when I don't have this. Which is why I always have at least one or two sitting in my closet ready to go in case I run out. What Sexy Hair says about this hairspray. Fast drying, super firm, volumizing. Leaves hair manageable and super shiny and defends against UV rays. I agree with every single one of those claims. Like I said, Sexy Hair, if you haven't tried it, look at their line, pick out a product that you think you would like. It's going to do what it says it's going to do. So let me tell you about this product. I always, when I do my hair, I like to do it stiff at first. Like it's not moving. Like it's not moving when I'm done. And I let it sit for about 5 minutes. And when it completely dries, then I'm able to put my fingers through it without pulling out the style. So after, 5 minutes, I can start running my fingers through it, and it feels good, and it doesn't feel stiff, and it doesn't feel gross, like none of that. This is excellent, excellent, excellent for fine hair. If you have fine hair, which a lot of these hair products that I use are for fine hair because, well, I have fine hair. It's not crunchy. This does not leave your hair crunchy. And you could literally go out, and this is what I used to tell clients, and they would laugh. You could literally go out into a tornado, come back in, and your hair would fall right back into place. It's almost like it has a memory aspect to it. Humidity resistant, to a point. Honestly, like I said before, humidity will win every time. There's nothing out there that is truly humidity resistant. So it and it depends. So are you trying to keep your hair very smooth? Then yes, humidity resistant products are going to be better for you. However, if you're looking for volume, big hair, all that stuff, humidity is just going to win. Sorry, guys. That's just the way it is. But luckily, living in Arizona, we have more dry days than wet days. So spray and play, which is the lesser version of this one. I always thought that original formula didn't dry as fast. And it definitely did not hold well, and then it was sticky. So, but this one, for some reason, they got right, and it's just better overall. It dries really fast. I can let it set for 5 minutes, and then I have my style for the day, and it doesn't move. So I don't know what, and it's funny, I try and find travel sizes of this at the warehouse that I go to. They always have just regular spray and play, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the better one. Why aren't there any travel sizes of these? So Sexy Hair, if you're watching, I would really like some travel sizes of these so I don't have to keep, and a travel size of this so I don't have to keep taking these big cans with me. Just FYI, please, and thank you. So the anxious meter is definitely at the top when it comes to this product. I will not leave the house without using it. Forget it. Not happening. So that is my number one. I always have a backup of. My clients like it. My clients have always liked it. And it just does what it says it does. Sexy Hair, this is your best product ever. So that is all I have for you guys. Those, I think it was 8 products that I cannot live without. If you're interested and have more questions about them, please feel free to leave comments below. I'm not saying go run out and buy all of these right now, but if you're looking for better products or different products, the ones just you're using now aren't working, these are some great alternatives. I promise you will not regret buying any of these. You know, some of them are yeah, they're kind of expensive, but they're worth every penny. So with that said, I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. I was off today because I worked on Saturday, so I was able to do this video, which I was super excited about. I had done my research. I had really had to think about, okay, what products could I just not live without? And there are a lot, but these specific ones I can't go throughout the day without. So with that said as well, I will do another video of the products that that my anxiety would be up, but there are substitutions for a very short period of time. So that will be the next one. So we'll start with the super anxious ones, the ones that get me so boiled up, so like frantic, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What's happening? I hate this day, forget it, I'm not going to work. That kind of anxious, that's what these products are, slash tools. I hope you found this informative, and we will see you guys next time. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, or if you've enjoyed any of my other videos, please subscribe. I have more in store for you. And thank you for the ones who have subscribed already. I know it's a very, very little bit, but thank you so much. I'm sometimes like, oh, I get so excited when I see somebody subscribe. I'm just like, oh my God, like somebody actually likes what I have to say. So awesome. Thank you again, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.